Hello friends, welcome back to Code India. In this part of tutorial, we will discuss iOS interview questions. The first interview question is asynchronous and synchronous calls. Let's start with synchronous programming or synchronous call. In synchronous call, code is executed in a blocking manner. What does this mean? This means that when a function is called, the program will wait for the function to complete before moving on to the next line of code. In synchronous calls, code is easier to write and debug because the execution order is predictable. But synchronous programming or synchronous call has a disadvantage. It can lead to the performance issues if the code takes a long time to execute. Now let us discuss the asynchronous programming or asynchronous calls. Asynchronous programming is a programming where code is executed in non-blocking manner. This means that when a function is called, the program does not wait for the function to complete before moving to the next line of the code. Asynchronous programming is more complex to write and debug because the execution order is not predictable. Asynchronous programming or asynchronous call can lead to better performance. It is because the program can continue executing other tasks while waiting for the asynchronous code to complete. Where to use asynchronous calls? Asynchronous calls are used for the tasks that take long time to complete, such as network request or file downloads. How to implement asynchronous calls? There are three ways to implement asynchronous calls: callbacks, delegates, and closures. Let's discuss callbacks. Callbacks are returning something back to the caller. It can be returning a value, a reference, a function, or returning itself. The callback is executable code that is passed as an argument to other code. To pass a callback, you could use a closure. Closures are self-contained block of functionality that can be passed around and used in your code. Callbacks are often used to handle asynchronous operations such as network request, animation, or other tasks that do not complete immediately. Let's discuss delegates. Delegates are the design pattern that allow one object to delegate responsibility or functionality to another object. Delegates are typically used for communication between two objects where one object acts on behalf of another. Delegates is commonly employed in UI related tasks like handling user interface or customizing behavior in response to certain events.